All right, looking ahead to the 2024 run for the White House, Joe Biden reportedly recruiting potential rivals to go ahead and campaign for him. According to the Washington Post, and there's some of the faces, many of which are familiar to you, the political leaders will be asked to travel, attend events, appear on television, and perform other duties as high-level surrogates once he launches his campaign. They hope to tamp down internal divisions during what could be a turbulent election, especially as many in the group are former or future presidential candidates. So what's the thought process behind this strategy? Let's ask Fox News contributor and former GOP congressman and our friend Jason Chaffetz. He joins us now. So, Jason, we don't have an announcement yet from Joe, but the forming this advisory council, which has Gavin Newsom on it prominently as someone who people would speculate might want to run, what does it say about their plans?
Well, look, the biggest rival Joe Biden has is that staircase that pulls up to those airplanes. His ability to get on an airplane without falling down is what creates the opportunity for these people to say, hey, he's not up for the job. I mean, nobody is looking at Kamala Harris. I mean, does anybody take her seriously? No, they don't. And they don't have a bench. You look at the people on that list. You know, you have Gavin Newsom up there who looks in the mirror every morning when he wakes up and he looks in that mirror and says, good morning, Mr. President. I mean, the guy thinks that's who he is going to be, but he will never be the president because his country never wants to be California. They have turned into an absolute disaster. So, you know, there's that strategy that says, hey, you know, bring your enemies as close as possible. But if Joe Biden wants to run again, they'll all get in line like lemmings.
Well, is that the approach if he does? Hey, here's the group of people that I'm going to have go speak for me, and I'm going to try basement strategy 2.0?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Again, I don't think there's anybody seriously that's going to step up. If he doesn't run, it'll be a flurry, but I think they've got a weak bench. Republicans have a strong bench. They got a number of people who actually could be president and have been very successful, but the Democrats don't.
So on another topic real quick, Representative Comer, chairman, has announced that he will hold hearings on the Treasury Department's failure to produce Biden family and associates, basically transactions that should have been flagged by banks. There are things called suspicious activity reports, or SARs. Tell me, so if Hunter was doing stuff and others were doing stuff overseas, normally the Treasury Department would look into those and Congress would get access, but they don't currently?
Yeah, the banking institutions have these set parameters, and they flag certain accounts based on transactions that fit this suspicious activity report. It used to be, prior to the Biden administration, any member of Congress could go review those. They could go look at them. But guess what? Joe Biden comes into office, and they stopped that practice. So James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, which I used to chair, has been asking for those reports, pleading for those reports, sending the proper documentation of those reports. Now they're going to have a hearing next week and say, okay, Treasury Department, why aren't you producing these reports? He has the ability to issue a subpoena. He can also go to these individual banks and say, all right, cough up a list of everything that's over there. But what Comer has been saying publicly is that the Biden family has more of these suspicious activity reports than anybody else out there in the country, and it is worth looking at.
Wow. And the Treasury Department would have to explain why they suddenly now have stopped releasing them, something that used to happen on the regular.
Yep. Follow the money, baby. That's what you want to do. Follow the money. And it's the Bidens bringing in millions of dollars. We ought to be able to see that. And certainly congressional investigators should be able to see that.
Absolutely. We'll see what James Comer does. And we appreciate Jason Chaffetz being on the show. Thanks, Jason.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.